Hey there guys, in this video I'm going to be preparing for the next Clash of Wills, and I'm going to be recording my process so you can see and follow along the way I get ready for an upcoming Clash of Wills boss. I did a video similar to this about a year ago showing how I get ready for upcoming Dark Visions fights, and this is going to be a very similar video where I just show you, step by step the way I get ready for a boss based on the information we have. So the first thing is we start off with the Clash of Wills strategy brief. This is from the monthly bulletin you get at the beginning of the month, etc. Now I will say normally it would be better to wait until we also get the weekly news, because that'll usually give us a little bit of extra information about the boss. But this does give us the basics, and we can start building a team from this, and then after the weekly news, when Clash of Wills is announced for the week, we can then go in and adjust, etc. So we do know the upcoming Clash of Wills boss is a human demon plant for races. We know the weaknesses are fire, earth, and dark. And we get a little bit of basic information. So the boss uses non-elemental physical attacks, which usually means you're going to want Mirage for your party. Earth and non-elemental magic attacks, so again you want a bulky magical tank. And then the boss uses attacks that inflict statuses, breaks the party, imperils, reduces healing efficiency, which basically means we're going to probably need a powerful healer on the party, either something like Lilith or Melissa, etc. And then it boosts its own parameters and counters if you don't deal elemental damage. That's every boss ever. So what we're going to do is we're going to first of all go to the builder, and we're going to decide on a magical tank. Honestly speaking, there's only really two options, either Abigail or what's her name? Abigail or Elena. Now, because I'm probably not going to be building a party based around Lightning, even though I do have her, for one thing, my Lightning's only EX1, and second thing is the boss is not weak to Lightning, so overall, Lightning buffs units like Wind and Lightning with her leader skill, so like Malphase, Nora, etc. As we can see, those are not really a good match to this Clash of Wills. So that means we're probably not going to use Lightning on this month. So therefore, our leader is going to be Elena, and if Elena is going to be the leader, that means we're probably not taking Abigail unless we absolutely, desperately require the best of the best possible tank, which we're probably not going to need. So right away, we know we're going to be putting Eternal Elena on our party as our tank. Mine is 130, and she's EX3. We're going to go ahead and save this real quick. Clash prep, so that we are good to go for building. We also know the boss is a human. I forgot already. Human demon plant. A human demon and plant. We're going to go ahead and set that for setting up our killers and all later. And then for Elena, just real quick, we're going to stick on her STMR. We'll do the mana reduction one. And that's going to be starting off our team building. So we know Elena is going to be on our party. Now we're going to need some damage dealers. So fire, earth, and dark. So now we're going to go ahead and pop over to our my damage spreadsheet. I have made a local copy, as you can see up here. And for this local copy, we're going to be playing with it. I'm going to show you how I would do some stuff. So we're going to just real quick, we're going to duplicate this cow tab so that we can keep the original, and we'll just name this prep. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out units I don't even have and are not going to be coming. For example, Lightning's EX1, we're not going to be taking her. Let's see, I don't have Kier, we're going to clear him out. I don't have Ella Spears, we're going to clear her out. Now, we don't know the September unit yet, and the September unit very well may likely be worth pulling for and will probably come to the party. So again, this is not going to be the final team that I'm going to go with. This is just my preparation team, and then I will adjust as needed. If the September unit is Ella Spears tier, it's going to be a big skip. If the unit is going to be Malphase tier, then I'll go ahead and pull them, and they will come on the party. But for now, we're not going to really worry about the September unit. So here is the party here. So we're going to also fix the leader skill because some of the leader skills are set for lightning. We're going to just clear that out. And because we're using Elena who buffs everybody, we'll just stick up here in the universal slot 750 leader skill. Instead of having to fill out the whole column, we just clear out the old one and override it with a 750 up here. So now everyone has a leader skill up here at 750. And let's go ahead and just resort this with the changes we made because we don't have lightning's leader skill anymore. So there we go. So here is an overall damage breakdown with Elena's leader skill. So it looks like Dwayne is the highest damage dealer based on this boss. So we're going to go ahead and stick Dwayne on the party. Dark Knight Dwayne, he will come to the party. Mine is 130 EX3. It also looks like Ibarra is really good here. Dark Element. We'll go ahead and stick her on the party as well. She's a pretty good unit. So Bladed Vengeance Ibarra, we're going to be using her shift form to burst. We'll put her to EX3 because mine is EX3. Flaring Rain. Let's see here. So fire. So we're probably going to be using fire. He is good for morale fill. He doesn't really bring any utility. That's fine though. He can also be our breaker, honestly speaking. So let's go ahead and add a Rain to the party. Yeah, sure. We'll go to the base form because we usually stay in the base form with him. So Flaring Rain. So we've got 3 DPS, 1 tank. We have 2 slots remaining. We still need someone to heal the party. Remember, the boss reduces your healing, meaning you're going to need a dedicated healer. And we also need someone to dedicatedly buff, fill the morale gauge, etc. So we also maybe need a breaker. We do have Rain, and Rain is 85 breaks on demand. We've also got Elena, who has 85 breaks on demand. So I think, honestly, breaking is covered with these 2 units. So we don't really need a breaker. We don't have any... We actually do have a field. We have Elena's field for stat buffing. It's not the greatest, but it works. We don't have any enemy fields. Enemy and peril fields. We could bring Nora for fire and peril field. You know, I don't have Kier, so we can't bring him. I don't have Elisperis, so we can't bring the dark field. Not that I probably would if I had either one of them anyway. But, okay, we also want killers. So human, demon, plant. Well, Ibarra handles human and demon. Let's take a look at who could do plant killer. Anyone viable with plant killing. Let's see, plant killers. Who has plant killer at, let's say 160 or better? Not for passive, not for self, and not single target. Single targets don't really work in Clash. Well, maybe they do. Okay, so who has, and Neva's only. So Sakura, we're not bringing her. Chizuru. Okay, so we might bring... Oh, that's on the LB. That's not bad. Ilmatea, we're not bringing either. Let's drop the 150, which is more standard. That gives a big list. Okay, so Chizuru. Chizuru can do 150 plant killer. Okay, so maybe Chizuru is worth bringing. And she can fill morale gauge. She can mirage the party. She can cure imperils. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to bring Chizuru. We'll put her on the party. Alright, so Chizuru, put her in the shift form, because she's going to be her burst form. Let's give her her 130. And now we need a dedicated support unit. Let's say... Well, the boss is weak to darkness. So probably Melissa is a good idea. I guess Melissa, huh? Sylvie's another option. But honestly, Melissa gives us cooldown reductions. We can do like Omni Cover more often, or we can do, you know, Ibarra's killers more often. Let's go ahead and add Melissa. So here is our initial party. So here we go. We'll go ahead and save this. And now we're going to start optimizing. So we do know Dwayne is relatively hard to gear. So we're going to go ahead and start gearing him up first. Let's give him his sword, the bulkier one. I need to fix these enchantments. On Dwayne's SPMR kind of went heavy on attack power. I didn't realize he overcapped attack power dramatically. So we'll just go with this one for bulk. We're going to give the Clash Helm to someone else. We'll give him his own STMR, which is the second best. Let's give the Clash Helm to Ibarra while we're right here. Because Dwayne is a burster, not a consistent damage per turn, let's give my good Clash of Wills gear to Rain instead. And we'll give Rain his STMR. And Rain's obviously going to be using Crimson Claw in the offhand. Okay, so there's the Clash of Wills gear. mostly handled. Chizuru, Ibarra, Rain, and Dwayne, all of these literally have 6 times chain cap by default, so no one really needs the Magister gear. So we'll just give the Magister gear to Flaring Rain for more attack power, because he's going to be the highest damage per turn every single turn of the fight. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue gearing Dwayne. So I'm thinking real quick. Let's give a morale card to Flaring Rain, which means we're probably going to want to give the Miasma card to you, which means we're going to give Ibarra the Richt card. So we're going to, yeah, those cards are fine. Chizuru's damage is not super great. Where's Chizuru's damage? It's not terrible, but yeah, we're not really prioritizing her for damage. So Dwayne, how are we looking at killers with Dwayne? We've got, okay, Dwayne is, oh, here we go, Demon. He's only really got Demon. Oh, Plant too. Oh, wow. Dwayne has Plant Killer? Amazing. So what he needs is Human Killer. A lot of Human Killer. Okay, let's go ahead and just hit auto build for a minute and just see what the builder starts putting on him. So before we play with this anymore, let's go ahead and give him some other things I know we're going to be using. Let's see. Tenacious Warrior we're definitely going to use on him. We're probably going to use Assure. We're not going to lock that. Yeah, you want to lock gear to make building quicker. So with most of these slots being locked, let's see. So obviously it's really liking this red scarf. Let's lock one of these just to make the building quicker yet again. Let's go ahead and go back to auto building. And it's really liking that Avatar's chainmail. That's fine. Let's go ahead and lock that on him as well. Now let's keep, you know what, honestly? These heavy armors are almost as good. There's not as many good magical chess pieces. So we're going to go ahead and lock the avatars on Ibarra instead. I'm going to go back and continue to build. And at this point, with most of the slots locked, it shouldn't take too long to build. Yeah, but slots being unlocked, it does still take a moment. Let's go ahead and lock this Spectral Field. That's going to be double killer, which is helpful. And there we go. We're finished building. That's what it's chosen for us. Maxed LB damage, chain cap. We're at max demon, max plant, and max human. So we are literally maxed on everything. Let's go ahead and unlock this just as a real quick. And we don't need Riku. Yeah, we don't need Riku. So we'll go ahead and instead, it's kind of like an overkill for him. We'll go ahead and just put on dual form. We don't actually need Riku's attack power. Okay, so there it is. So it looks like we're actually overcapping on Demon right here. Demon, physical killer. Yeah, so Spectral, which is human and plant. So that caps that out. That caps the plant and the demons. We just need human killer, so we can just do Maneater plus. And bam it. Okay. So Dwayne is now perfectly geared. Now we don't have status immunity, and the boss does do status ailments. I don't know if that's going to be a requirement. If we do need status immunity from gear, we will have to adjust, obviously, and then I will do that later. But there it is. So the next hardest to gear would be probably Chizuru, but we don't really care about prioritizing Chizuru's gear. Let's go ahead and go to Ibarra's gear. So Ibarra is now going to, again, we don't really need magic. We're going to give it the bulk katana. We're going to definitely use her own mask. And then, let's see. I like Brain Teaser as her double hand source. So we'll add that. And she's going to gear very, very easily. So we'll just buff her up. Unfortunately, the builder doesn't know how to distinguish between stackable flat stats and otherwise. So we will just ban the duplicates so it doesn't keep doing that. It's like Pixie Dust is the best. Let's see. So max, max, and max. So we're a little bit overboard on killers. Let's go ahead and get rid of all this just for curiosity. That's too much human killer, actually. Let's see here. So human, and I'm trying to optimize so I don't use all the best gear on a unit that doesn't actually need it. So human and plant. So plant. So plant killer 75%. That's fine right there. Yeah, we're maxed on LB. We're maxed on everything, literally. So now human and plant. So let's Ihana. Let's magic. Let's give you Leviathan. Just so we can give Necropolis. So max human 280. Not quite working out. Okay, that's fine. So then we will do Assure. It keeps wanting to put Chains of Strength. I don't want to waste that in there. We'll put on Chizuru. So maxed, and maxed killers, maxed. Okay, so there we go. So there is our Ibarra build, maxed and everything. Flaring Rain is going to be very, very easy to gear. We don't need to worry about LB damage with him. So him I can mostly just manually gear because he's a premium. He caps everything literally. Dual form. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just auto build the rest. Alright, we can put one Supreme Victor. Plant Killer, we're way overboard on Plant Killer. That's fine. We don't need Chains of Strength yet again. So we'll put Code the Samurai, because that's just overboard. And there we go. Rain is now done. Although I would like Rain to have, I think instead of this, I'm going to give Tifa's TMR for quicker chain speed. We're going to lose a tiny bit of stats. We're going to gain chain speed, and as an 8x chainer, it's going to be good for him. It'd be good for Dwayne as well if I could fit it, but obviously Dwayne is using every single slot for killers. Can't really fit it on him. Rain can fit it just fine. Okay, so the last one is Chizuru. Chizuru will build here. We'll go ahead and give Chizuru a bulk katana. Let's see here. And I will start building a little bit by right here. I think, do we need double hand? We don't need double hand. So we'll just do blue jacket thing. LB damage, Chizuru, where's LB damage? 200%. So we'll go ahead and give her some crystal gloves to make the building nice and quick. And here we go. Let's go ahead and build right here. So before we do that, let me go ahead and just lock in a, what's it called? Supreme Victor, because we know that she's going to want Demon and Human Killer. And we can just build. And let's see here. Let's pause this. Lock, lock. Keep building. And there it is. So we maxed on everything. Okay, perfect. And we even have an extra material slot, so we'll just add a Tifa material for chain speed. Why not? There we go. Although actually, you know what? Tifa's Spirit is usually good because she's stuck on the shift form. So there we go. So there's going to be her build. Now let's build our tank. So our, let's see here, magical effective hit points, and we're going to start building our tank. So we need Earth Resist for our Elena. So Earth Resist is probably going to be Sylvie's Shield. We're going to want the Prophet's Diadem. We're going to want the Clash thing. We're going to give Counter with Blizzard Orb. We're going to give Ash's STMR for mana reduction. We're going to give the, what's that? Sacred Shield. Steady and Sacred Shield armor. And let's go ahead and just build real quick and see what we come up with for magical bulk. This is good. Let's see, we're at a lot of double hand. Okay, so now we're going to want some Earth Resist. Let's go ahead and get 300 unbuffed Earth Resist as a baseline. So there we go. So now we're at 300 unbuffed Earth Resist. Basically the build, oh, we lost a lot of HP. Let me think for a minute. We lost a lot of HP. Let's drop this and build again. We still lost a lot of HP. I guess we don't really need the mana reduction, do we? Let's drop that as well. And see if we can get some more bulk. There we go. So that's 100% HP, or 50% HP. Yeah, a little bit low. That's fine. Yeah, with the Prophet's Helm, I think we're going to be fine on mana. And I've got mana reduction from my weapon as well. So, that should be fine. Let's go ahead and lock this right here. And this will be our build. Now let's go ahead into the shift form. And let's gear the shift form for damage. We're going to use this again. We're going to use this again. We're locking these because those are shared between forms. We're going to do LB damage. And let's go ahead and just get some LB damage with Elena. So we're not really too worried about her damage in the shift form because, again, we're not really all in for Elena. Apparently she has no plant killer. So there we go. So here is going to be, let's see, we're at max human, 250 and 220. So not great on the killers, but to be expected. She's got just leftover gear. Not a problem. So there we go. There is our Elena. Now Melissa. So Melissa is honestly going to be our provoker. So we're going to go with physical bulk for her and full evasion. We're going to give her Watch of Eternity. We're going to give her Perfect Provocation. We're going to give her Jex card because we're going to make her the provoker for physical damage. Let's see here. Let me think. What else are we going to want on our provoker? She's naturally stopping charm immune. Death immunity is probably not a big deal. I'm thinking. Let's go ahead and see what we can build here. I'd like to put on... Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to put this on. Probably the Behemoth is fine. Sea Dragon for more evasion is fine. Commando Shield. Crimson Butterfly. Her Spirit is not great in this build. I'm wondering if we need a dedicated provoking for physical damage. She does have 68,000 HP, and stats aren't super good. I'm a little concerned about this. You know? Well, this is the thing. We can just try it out, and if it works, great. And if not, we can adjust when we get in there. We are going to want status immunity, though, for our Melissa. Let's see. Let's put the butterfly with the mana reduction. I do have one of these with mana reduction on it. Not much, but a little bit. Oh wow, it's barely any. That's fine. A little bit of mana reduction. Lock that in. Oh, we're dual wielding now. For more evasion, I guess. Oh no, we're not. And there we go. So now we're status immune. We're really bulky. Not great defense. This is probably a terrible idea. Making her the provoker. But we're going to try it. So here is the party we have come up with. So Elena in the base form is going to be, before leader skills, 60,000 HP, 10,000 spirit. With a leader skill, it would be like 17,000 spirit. 300 resist to earth, status immunity, and not provoking. And then shift form, she's got some damage. Dwayne is maxed to all killers, 11.5 before leader skill. Ibarra maxed to all killers, 11.8 before leader skill. Flaring Rain maxed to all killers, 12.5 before leader skill. Chizuru 10.3 maxed to all killers. And then Melissa is our provoker with high HP, very low defense, but full evasion. And again, we don't really know specifically what the boss is going to do. But that will be our initial plan A. Now, once we see the live stream and we can get an idea if the September unit is going to be anything that we care about, we may swap this around. So, for example, if the September unit gives Plant Killer, then obviously Chizuru is getting kicked to the curb. If the September unit is a tank with a leader skill, then Elena can go away. If the September unit is a really good damage dealer, then we'll probably drop either Ibarra or Rain. Although Ibarra is our only source of demon killer, so probably Flaring Rain would probably just get kicked off. And yeah, we'll just see what goes on. Another thing I'm considering is... Well, then again, no, never mind. Okay, so I was going to say we want Nora to match up with Dwayne's rotation perfectly, but I forgot Dwayne is actually a tag chainer on literally every single attack. So Dwayne doesn't need a partner. He is totally self-sufficient in the party. So yeah, So that is me preparing for Clash of Wills. It took about 25 minutes, not too bad. Teams all built and good to go. So now I just go into the game and I just copy this and I build my party. We've got Melissa, Flaring Rain for morale fill. I think between the two of those, morale should be fine. We've got Chizuru for Imperil Cure, for Mirage, Plant Killer. We've got Ibarra for Mirage and Demon Killer. We've got Dwayne for the really good buffing. Also, Flaring Rain gives us a good LB buff as well. So between the two of them, we've got like 6 turns of 300% LB buff or more. Dwayne's actually got 350. And then we can use Melissa to cooldown reduction Dwayne and get a second use of that 350 LB damage buff. Elena, can be our tank, and she can do a little bit of damage. Honestly speaking, her damage is just so far behind these days. She'll probably just be a damage dealer dedicated. For the burst turn, we've got Dwayne, Ibarra, and Rain have their own 150 amplifies. We could also use Melissa to 100 amp to give Chizuru something, or Chizuru could... Doesn't that Hero of Grandshelt also give the 150 amplify? It does. Oh, I wasn't even planning for this. I was just going to say, let me go ahead and give her the card for the 100 amp. Actually, there we go. So Chizuru can 100 amp herself for fire on the burst turn. That way Melissa doesn't dilute the damage of Rain and Dwayne, who are going to be using a 150 fire amplify on the burst turn. So Chizuru can self 100 amp, and then for the follow-up turns, we can swap over to dedicated darkness, where Melissa can then do 2 different turns of 100% dark amp, and then lots of turns of 60% dark amp. So yeah, there's the plan. Melissa can do immunity to all the immunity stuffs. Melissa, now here's the thing I'm a little concerned about. Melissa with only 500 or 5,040, 5,400 spirit might not be the best healer. So I'm a little concerned about reduces the party healing efficiency. That could be a problem, and I might have to grab Lilith, whose damage is not super great, but Lilith could obviously fix the healing problem. And if we have to, we could swap out Rain for Lilith, and that will fix the healing problem. Lilith is by far the best healer in the game, with her 17,000 defense, which scales on her healing move. But okay, there was the preparation for the final boss of the season. Now tomorrow we have the live stream, which is going to show us what is going to be our September unit, and that will potentially very heavily modify the party I'm going to be running. But until we have more information, here is the initial plan for Clash of Wills this coming Thursday or next week, if they do Dark Visions first and then Clash of Wills next. If they do Dark Visions first, then I don't have anything planned for that. Then maybe I'll do a video preparing for Dark Visions after the stream. Okay, anyway, see you in a bit.